In the lush green plains of Earth, there lived a solitary figure, a man unlike any other, known as Kintu. He was the first of his kind, a man of quiet strength and boundless resilience. His only companion was his beloved cow, which sustained him with its milk and provided him solace in the vast emptiness of the world. Together, they lived in harmony, needing nothing but the earth beneath their feet and the sky above their heads. But the world was not entirely empty. High above in the heavens lived the Sky People, ruled by Gulu, the great god of the skies. One day, Gulu's children descended to Earth to explore its beauty. Among them was Nambi, a radiant and curious daughter of the sky. When her eyes fell upon Kintu, she was captivated, not by riches or power, for Kintu had none, but by the simplicity of his life and the kindness in his heart. Nambi returned to her father and declared her wish to marry Kintu. Gulu was unimpressed. How could his daughter, divine and ethereal, wed a mere mortal? If this man is to wed my daughter, Gulu decreed, he must prove himself worthy. And so, Kintu's trials began. The first trial, feeding the sky, God's family. Gulu summoned Kintu and commanded him to prepare a grand feast for the Sky People. But there was a catch. His cow, the source of his sustenance, had been taken, and he was left with no provisions. Undeterred, Kintu prayed to the earth for help. When he opened his eyes, the food appeared, a bounty of fruits, grains, and meat. The Sky People feasted, astonished by the mortal's resourcefulness. The second trial, fetching water from a rock. The next day, Gulu handed Kintu an impossible task, to draw water from a solid rock. Kintu examined the rock, and with a silent prayer, struck it. Water gushed forth like a spring, shimmering in the sunlight. The gods murmured among themselves, impressed by the mortal's perseverance. The third trial, gathering firewood. Gulu's next challenge was devious. He sent Kintu into a forest filled with green, unburnable branches and demanded dry firewood. Guided by Nambi, who believed in his worthiness, Kintu searched tirelessly until he found the hidden dry wood and returned triumphant. The final trial, finding his cow. For the last test, Gulu released a herd of identical cows and demanded Kintu pick out his own. Kintu stood amidst the restless beasts, unsure, until his cow, recognizing her master, broke from the herd and trotted toward him. With each trial, Kintu proved not only his strength and cleverness, but his unwavering spirit. Finally, Gulu relented. "You have earned my daughter," he said. Nambi, filled with joy, descended to earth with Kintu. Along with her, she brought gifts from the sky, crops to plant, chickens to raise, and the secrets of nurturing life. Before they left, Gigulu gave them a stern warning. "Once you leave, do not return for anything. Trouble will follow if you do." Kintu and Nambi began their new life, their love blossoming as they tilled the soil and sowed the seeds of humanity. But as they journeyed, Nambi realized she had forgotten millet to feed her chickens. Against Kintu's protests, she insisted on returning to the sky to fetch it. The moment she ascended, she was followed by Walumbe, her dark and vengeful brother. Walumbe, whose name means death, had long harbored jealousy for his sister and her mortal husband. When Nambi returned to Earth, Walumbe followed her, bringing chaos in his wake. Walumbe demanded a place in Kintu and Nambi's home, but his presence was heavy, darkening their lives. When Kintu refused him, Walumbe unleashed a terrible curse, death. One by one, their children and descendants began to perish. Kintu pleaded with Gulu for help. Gulu sent emissaries to capture Walumbe, but the cunning spirit evaded them, disappearing into the depths of the earth. It is said that Walumbe still dwells there, emerging from time to claim lives, fulfilling his curse. Though death entered the world through Walumbe, Kintu and Nambi's legacy endured. They taught their children how to cultivate the land, tend to animals, and build thriving communities. From their union came the Baganda people, who honor Kintu as the first man and Nambi as the nurturing mother of their lineage. And so, the story of Kintu reminds us of humanity's resilience in the face of hardship, the cost of disobedience, and the eternal balance between life and death.